Amazing. Today's guest is somebody I've had the privilege of spending time with in real life. And I want to say this up front. If you're expecting a typical 9-year-old, you're going to be surprised. Zoe Dooley was born on July 24th, 2016, and has been raised by her mother, Kelly Dooley, who was granted sole legal and physical custody when Zoe was just under a year old. Since then, Zoe has grown up in an environment that's very different from most, surrounded by advocacy work, meaningful conversations, and real world experiences from a very young age. Because of that, she's developed a level of emotional intelligence, awareness, and articulation that honestly stands out even among adults. Today isn't about labels. It's about hearing from her directly. Zoe, I'm really honored to have you here.
I am honored to be here. Very honored to be here.
Wow. So, Zoe, how would you describe yourself to someone who's never met you before?
I describe myself as the most intelligent child I've ever encountered.
Wow. What are some things you love doing in your everyday life?
I love swimming. I love praying. I love reading the Bible. I love going on walks. I love cuddling with my dog Georgie. He's like right next to me. So just give him a little hi, Georgie. Say hi. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
So
Wow.
yeah, I like cuddling with Georgie. He's big, and I really like to do art.
Wow.
Wow.
Tell me,
And
what makes, go ahead.
I also like to sing.
That's amazing. Tell me, Zoe, what makes you feel the most like yourself?
Hmm? What makes
What
me the
makes
most
you
like
feel,
myself?
yeah, what makes you feel the most like yourself?
I'd say just being authentic. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll just to feel more like myself. I just be authentic. I just do me.
That's amazing. What are some things that make you really happy?
Um, my dog, my mom, my grandma, my my cousin, and Jesus and God, of course. But Jesus kind of is God because God is the spirit that lives inside of Jesus. Jesus is the flesh version.
Wow. Wow. Do you feel like you understand people's emotions easily?
Yes, very easily.
Very interesting. Can you tell sometimes how someone is feeling without them saying it?
Yeah, it's very easy for me to know.
Mm, wow. What do you usually do when you feel someone is sad or hurting?
I just ask them if they're okay, and then they say no, then I help them. But even if they even if they say yes, like if they say yes, then I'll help them. But even if they say no, I'll still like tell them like I know that you're lying, so I'm still gonna help you anyway. But yeah, that's how I can tell. I just look at them.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing. How would you describe your ability to help or comfort others?
Um, it's kind of like when you can look at someone, like, do you mean like to heal or to like see that they're in pain or
Yeah,
something?
so I guess the way I could describe it is your ability, the ability that you have to help and comfort others.
I would say just being right next to them. Like anytime I'm next to somebody and their day is like bad or something, I just automatically make their day.
Wow, that's incredible.
So it's not me. I give all the credit to God. It's not me.
Okay, okay. Do you feel like you think deeply about things?
Equally,
Deeply.
deeply. Let's see. I don't really think deeply about things because mostly I just flow. Like I think before I do things, but I otherwise I just flow. Like I just do whatever I want. But I'm very peaceful, I'm very calm, and I'm a very safe human. And I think freely too.
It's interesting you used the word flow, which aligns with my next question. When you talk, your thoughts flow very naturally. Does that feel normal to you?
Yes, it does. Because I really don't give myself the credit for speaking like that because I can't control I can control myself in the flesh, but I can't control myself in the spirit completely. God is the one who is telling me what to say. So I
Wow.
let him direct me.
Wow. That's amazing. Truly incredible. Zoe, your mother has referred to you as an empath with healing powers and divine gifts. From your perspective, what does that mean?
An empath, I will explain both things very clearly so people can understand what both of them mean if they don't know what any of them. So, an empath is someone who naturally is very tender hearted. Like, even if someone gets hurt, like, let's say I was still in normal school, right? I was on the soccer field and I see someone get hurt right in front of me. It's not
Mm-hmm.
my fault, but I'm still going to cry for them. That's an empath, like caring for people.
Mm. Okay.
And a very divine, like spiritual healer is a violet flame healer. And I am a violet flame healer. And a
Wow.
violet flame healer is someone that can heal in the spirit, but they don't have the power themselves to heal. God gives them the power to heal.
Okay.
You cannot do anything without the power of God that you want to achieve. You can't do it without the power of God. If you want to do it, you need to get approval from God first. And if God wants you to do it, God will let you do it.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. So tell me this. Do you feel like you can sense what other people are feeling even without them saying it?
Yes, I just look at them and I can tell by body language, facial gestures, and just their energy by how they're feeling.
Okay. Okay. And I think you touched on this a bit earlier. When you're around someone who is hurting or upset, do you naturally feel or want
Yes.
to do? What do you
I
naturally feel or want to do?
I naturally feel that there is something going on. So I go to ask them, but if they say yes, of course, then I'll help them. But if they say no, I know they're lying because I can feel what they're going through. So I still help them because I know they feel ashamed of it. So even though they say no, I still help them.
That's incredible. Wow. Wow. I've heard words like healing or gifts used. How would you describe that in your own way?
Healing or like gifts.
Yeah.
I describe a spiritual gift as something you're definitely not born with right away. Because when you're born, like you still have to go through catalyst events to get to find your gift, but you have your gift, but you just don't know it yet. But I know my gift because I went through my catalyst event and I know my gift. So gives you a gift in heaven. He will give you a gift and give you life calling. You can choose if you want to commit to it, and you can choose if you don't want to commit to it. But of course, I want to commit to it.
That's very
And
insightful.
like a healing power is a bunch of power and energy God gives you to be able to do everything that I do and that other people do that are very spiritually gifted that know their gift.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Do these things feel natural to you or like something you've always just known?
They feel very, very. They don't. Let's say. Let's say. Let's use a different word than natural. They feel not natural to me, but like I've always had them. Like they've been there forever. And they feel natural at the same time. But instead of using the word natural, I would say they just flow with me.
And there's that word again, flow. That's incredible. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's talk a little bit about authenticity and ownership. Some people might think kids just repeat what adults say. What would you say to that?
I would say that you shouldn't repeat what adults say because you don't all the time know what they mean. Not like, let's break this down. Let's say an adult says, don't believe in God, and you want to believe in God. But then you listen to that person, even though your instinct is telling you not to. That's why you don't listen to everybody all the time. Just be yourself, be authentic.
Wow. Wow. That's very insightful. Where do your thoughts and opinions come from?
My thoughts and opinions don't necessarily come from myself, they don't necessarily come from anywhere flesh or anybody that is a living being except for my mom and God and my grandma and Jesus, of course. But as I said, Jesus, I wouldn't say that Jesus is God because they're different things, but God is the spirit that lives inside of Jesus.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel like your voice is your own?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Do you ever feel misunderstood?
No, I never feel misunderstood.
Mm,
because even if I like do feel misunderstood in the flesh, I know I'm not misunderstood by God.
that's powerful. Very powerful. What does it feel like when people don't listen to you?
Um it's very aggravating, but I know that it is supposed to happen for a reason. Because everything in the power of God that He does to us always happens for a reason. It's always a catalyst event to show us something better next. And you're going to see a lot of changes after that.
That's very insightful, Zoe. Thank you for sharing that. Now, you don't have to share anything you're not comfortable with, but how did your experience at school feel to you?
Well, we'll start from the beginning. I started going to school, I think around like 16 months old. 6 months old. I was going to school at 6 months old, so I've been very educated my whole life. But the school system does not necessarily educate you. You are told that like they educate you, but it's not necessarily always them because Jesus gives them the power to be the people that can teach you more foundational things, but then Jesus, the Lord, will teach us the other things that we need to know in the spirit.
Okay, wow. I like that a lot. Were there times you felt misunderstood?
A couple times. Like the first time I felt ever misunderstood was when I went to school one time and they gave me lice, a false lice. Like, how do I say this? They said I had lice, but I did not have lice. So it was a false lice incident. And they completely targeted me because of a problem they had with another living being.
Okay, okay. What do you wish adults had listened to more?
I wish that, well, not necessarily adults, everybody, because even kids don't listen to kids, and even adults don't listen to kids, even if they're trying to, if even if the kid is trying to tell the adult to do better. The adult thinks that since they are older, are they have all the power, but they don't. They don't have all the power. Jesus has all the power. God has all the power. No living being has all the power of the world. It is God. The earth is God's creation.
Amen. I certainly agree with that. How do you know when something doesn't feel right?
How do I know? I know because I have intuition. Intuition, if someone doesn't know what intuition basically means you can feel it. You can already feel that something has gone wrong inside of you. And that's not just your body, that's God communicating with you.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. Now, sometimes adults explain things differently than how kids experience them. Have you ever felt that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How
I
do you
felt it
go
like
ahead?
2 times in my life. Huh?
You said you felt it 2 times?
Yes.
Wow, okay. How do you know what's true for you?
Why is because I know that I have a voice and my voice matters. And if it's true for me, that's because God told me that it was true for me and God made it happen. So I know that it is true. And I know that my voice matters more than anything.
Yes. Wow. What would you say to someone who gets your story wrong?
I would say maybe you should read the story and like actually kind of I like to say everything in a very professional manner, so you should examine the story first instead of just saying things because it's not right to just say things when you don't even know the story. Like if you don't know the story, you shouldn't have the power to comment on the story.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about upbringing and environment. What's it like having a mom that does advocacy work?
It's very, very, very convenient because my mom has done advocacy basically her whole life, but she didn't know it her whole life. She didn't know that she did it her whole life, but she always knew that she wanted to help people. That's what she knew. And then she became about, let's say, 30, like 35 when she actually figured out how she was spiritually gifted because many things happened around when she was like 32 to now. Many things have happened for her to know that she's very spiritually gifted. And my mom has always included me in everything. So
That's
that's how
incredible.
it feels. And it feels very good to know that like I can come to my mom for anything.
Wow. That's amazing. Do you feel like being around those conversations shaped how you think?
Um, not just that. Lots of the time, not necessarily the conversations themselves. I don't really listen to the person that she is helping. I listen to what my mom is saying. I don't necessarily listen to what the other person is saying because that's their story and maybe they don't want me to listen to it. Who knows? So I just listen necessarily to what my mom's saying in the words she uses. And then I ask her what the word means. And then that's how I became a very professional child.
Wow. Very insightful. Your life is a little different from other kids. How would you
My
describe it?
my life is very different. First things first, I'm homeschooled. So I kind of work on my own time. But I am in necessarily I have a transcript holder so I can submit all my work to the government. Because if you don't submit all your work to the government, this is what will happen. CPS will be sent to your home and you will be taken away from your parent. How do I know that? Because I know people that have skipped school for weeks and CPS has came to their house and they have almost been taken away from their parent. But and also in the world, but specifically in America, aka the USA, the United States of America, you over 6 once you're 6 years old, you cannot just not do school because if you don't to school by the age of 6, same thing. You're going to get taken away from your parent because they're going to think you're being abused or there is something going on in your life.
Wow. Okay.
And my mom advocates for children that are being abused mentally, physically, verbally,
That's amazing.
and adults that are being mentally, physically, and verbally abused too. And abused by the court system too.
Very important work indeed. Very important work. Do you feel like you've learned things earlier than most kids?
Yes, I've learned a lot of things earlier than most kids. One thing I've learned in my life is, well, my mom taught me this: paper trail. Paper trailing is perfect. Well, perfect. It is perfect. It necessarily really is perfect because you never know what God has planned for you. You never know what God has planned for you. So you always screenshot something on your phone. You always take pictures of documents. You always make sure that you won't forget about that document because it could be something very, very, very important in your life.
Very important. Thank you for sharing that. You seem to have very unique interests. What are things you genuinely enjoy?
I can grab something that I made a couple days ago. It's kind of been stuff my attorney because, like, they're the best legal team on earth. Like, yeah. And their last name, Straubin, Mike Straubin and Justin Straubin, I think. Yeah, Mike Straubin and Justin Straubin. Their last name means crushing grapes, and I made these grape hand soaps.
Wow, that looks amazing.
So
That's really
I
cool.
really like all art and crafts. And with this, the idea is that let's say these two fingers, my index finger and my middle finger, are the faucet. You can hang it onto it, and let's say this is like the water coming down. The water comes
Hmm.
down, and you can rub it under the water. So far,
That's
I have
so cool.
purple and pink, and I'm going to make a green.
I love those colors. And of course, green is my favorite color. That's amazing.
The green is the color of the Lord. I love
And
green because green is the color, pretty much the color of the earth. And why would God put a bunch of green on the earth if he didn't like green? That would just be setting himself up for disappointment.
that's very true. Very true. So tell me this, how would you describe your taste in food and experiences?
Um, what do you mean by that essentially?
So, for example, what kind of foods would you say that you're into, or what kind of experiences would you say that you're into?
I really like to have anything that my mom makes. Some of my favorite foods though are, well, I can pull up some slides. I will be back in a couple seconds. Just had to grab my computer for a second. I will pull up some slides of what I like. I love crab. Crab is delicious.
Wow,
Many kids don't have it in their life, but I love it. I do not eat off the kids' menu. Let me read everybody what is on the kids' menu. It is very aggravating, actually, because parents are feeding their kids the same thing till they're about the age 12, which is sad because they put so many chemicals in kids' food.
Mm-hmm. They
One
do. You're right.
second. Okay. Just hmm. Popular kids menu option generally feature familiarly easy to eat comfort foods. Chicken tenders, macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese, pizza, and mini burgers. Restaurants often serve these sides like fruit or fries and a beverage. Many places, including the Cheesecake Cake Factory and Red Robin, provide spectacularly smaller portion meals for children. Okay, let's focus on how those are the only options on the kids menu and how an adult menu has so many options. Chicken tenders, macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese, pizza, and sliders. Not mini burgers. It's not called mini burgers. Whoever made up the word mini burgers just doesn't sound right. It's sliders professionally. And yeah, it's that's just all most kids eat. That's very sad.
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna pull up my next slide. Well, I have two more slides of what my favorite things are. Yeah.
I'm
You're
looking forward
going
to
to be
seeing.
surprised.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's on these next slides.
Caviar. I love
Mm.
caviar. It's very expensive, very rich, but very delicious. By the way, caviar on vanilla ice cream, by the way. 1 second, let me pull up that slide.
That's a great
Caviar
combo.
on vanilla ice cream is delicious. It tastes like butter, and I love butter. Next slide. My steak, it needs to be cooked medium rare. It not overcooked or anything. It has to be medium rare. Um, and it has to be wagyu too because wagyu is delicious. I like my steak. I like my steak with gold flakes on it. I know, it's expensive. It like let's be financially responsible, but it is delicious. I just it needs to be on it, and maybe a little dash of caviar since I love caviar so much. Next,
There we go. I just turned the mute button to unmute, and then we'll all be able to hear you again.
I'm so sorry that I left. That was like the most unprofessional thing that I've ever done in my life. And I will definitely not do that again. I did not know that my phone was at 1%. Let's pull up the next slide of what I like to eat, though. I'm an incredibly fast typer too. So
Wow.
seafood boil.
Ah,
I love pretty much all seafood. I even love crawfish. Lots of people don't even love love or eat crawfish. I particularly can't have lots of shrimps because of the MSG, but I can have completely cooked shrimp, well cooked shrimp, not shrimped. Well, oh, I just saw another bird just jump on top of another bird, and the other bird fell. But anyway, I love lobster. Lobster is delicious, and
lobster's good.
particularly, you would not expect a kid to love all these foods. Um, the last thing that really makes me happy is you're just gonna everybody's gonna flip when they see this. I don't eat Ralph's sushi. I eat completely expensive sushi. Sushi. Let me
Wow,
show
that
you
looks
the place where I
amazing.
get it from, which is a very expensive place. And of course, I most likely will eat at the sushi bar to see the people cooking it. Gee, I know. 1 second. Sushi. I eat at Sushi Roku in Orange County, Newport. It is at Fashion Island Mall.
Wow, nice little plug there. That's
I
amazing.
I just like to add slides because it is very important to me to add slides so people can actually see what I'm trying to show them instead of me explaining
We
it to them.
appreciate
Because when
we
I,
appreciate that.
yeah, I have been working on Canva, a Canva template, and my Canva template is a lot of pages. I will not be showing that today though because I'm not completely finished with it. But you guys, like everybody in the world, will really enjoy it that understands what it's about.
That's okay. You know, you were saying earlier, Zoe, about you were talking about, the adult menu and the kids menu. On the topic of adults, what do you enjoy about being around adult conversations? Do you enjoy that?
Yes, I do because then I'm learning to be a more responsible human while doing that.
Okay, okay. Do you feel like that's helped you understand the world differently?
Yes, it has really made me understand the world a lot differently because I am able to see that I'm not the only person who like I I like to be in adult conversations because it shows me that I'm a lot more responsible and logical than many adults. And reason one, because lots of people don't even think. They just say something. Like let's think about a cyberbully. when they just go online and they're like, okay, daily objective. Let's ruin someone's day today. They comment on one of my videos, right? I'm more
Mhm.
intelligent because it didn't ruin my day. I don't let it get to
Mm.
me like that. That's example number one. Example number two. Lots of adults are big babies. And I'm not trying to say this in a rude way, but they really are. I know many adults I've seen in my life that are not in my life anymore, that are very big babies. And essentially, a big baby is someone who does not follow what God tells them because they don't understand the world. They don't understand that God made the earth still, and they also don't understand that the stars are spirits. So when I tell someone that I just saw a light cone on my wall from the sun reflecting inside my house, they say, "Oh, it's just a sun reflection." I'm like, "It's not just a sun reflection. It's a light cone." Don't mind my little voice. I'm just extra like that.
We're here for it.
And like, it's a light cone, not a sun reflection. It is not a sun reflection. We're going to go through a next slide. 1 second.
Okay.
This is where things in this podcast are going to get a lot better since I'm going to speak my story now. My story. Okay? My story.
Okay.
Okay. Seashore Academy! Go get my Dartmouth hat, please. So, the founder of Seashore Academy, I don't want to say any names, but it's important since we are in a public court case. So, her name is Marlene Dandler, and she is a very ignorant human. That is a big baby. That is a most perfect perception of a big baby. And guess where she went? Dartmouth! Hi, I'm Marlene Dandler. This is Seashore Academy. I founded it. Seashore Academy is perfectionist approved only. So let's let me show you where I used to sleep in college. Darn. Okay. Darn me. Thurston. It up. Dartmouth. It looks like an old little ugly medieval castle thing. And I slept in tents. I slept in a tent. I'm honored to be the founder of Seashore Academy. And I'm honored to discriminate against parents. I'm so proud of myself. Oh, I obviously slept through many classes. Um, my name's not Marlene anymore, it's Karen. My name is Karen Nandler. Okay, let's look at my school. And if anybody needs to laugh, they can laugh because I love laughing. Seashore Academy pictures. Here's my skate park.
Wow. I think you got a
And
lot of people laughing right now.
this is one of my classrooms at Camp James. Aaron Bandler. Laughing in the
Wow.
background too. But anyway, let's go on to our next slide. My what I like to say because it just makes parents fall for the school. Educational and freedom and flexibility. I don't give freedom. I give pressure. Let's put on my new uniform. Dark man. Just throw this over my tank top. Oh, but Zoe Dooley had braids, so we're just gonna discriminate against her.
Mm, wow.
I'm very sarcastic. Okay, now we need to pull our hair back so it looks like we don't have braids because we're trying to be Marlene right now, so she would never get braids. Hello, my name is Marlene Danler, and I'm the founder of Seashore Academy. And my favorite thing to do in my daily objective is to discriminate against parents and children. Oh, by the way, my
Mm-mm-mm.
name is not Marlene Dandler. It's Karen Dandler. So I'm the founder of Seashore Academy. My quote is educational freedom and flexibility. But let's speak Zoe's story. I'm going to speak my story as Marlene right now. Is because I need to make people's days better by making them laugh. So basically, this little perfect little wonderful girl went to school and her name was Zoe Giselle Dooley. hmm Her name was Zoe Giselle Dooley. And she, according to Intellius CD versus C Shore LLC. versus C or LLC. Okay. Oh. Unicorn. Zoe Dooley. I'm very proud to be Zoe Dooley. Um, ZD versus Seashore Academy. And we are going to be going over this case in very small portions because it is a lot of work. Trust me, it's not easy. Over 200 pages of discovery. Guardian, Kelly Marie Dooley. Defendant, Seashore Academy LLC. Um, Attorney, Mike Traubin and Justin Traubin. Defendant attorneys, S- Spider Mark Spiderman. Notice filed by ZD on 11th of 2025. 1 second. I have my I have my coworker signing in for me. I have my coworker signing in for me. What documents do you want? I want all the documents. I want all the documents, Cass. Cassie. One moment. Like Discovery or what? It's yeah. Okay. There's two computers. I'm on the Mac right now because this computer's a little bit smaller. There's a tiny bit of a size difference, but at least I have two right now to do a bunch of stuff. So we are going to talk about the correspondence. Let's talk about. Okay, I need you to go into it. What correspondence are you looking for? Ashley Dandler. No, not Ashley Dandler. It's Ashley. Yeah. Okay. By the way, I do have a phone. Many people are very skeptical of a child having a phone, but for me it's important since I'm a model. My mom's famous, and I'm a very special little human. So my phone is for safety, and not just safety only, for fun too, so I can take pictures and stuff. Like, let's say I got a trip with my grandma because I am going to Hawaii. Going to Hawaii with her. So let's talk about everything that happened the first time, the first day. Hi,
Okay.
I will show this too. It's important. Right there for you. Hi, this is actually at Seashore Academy. We think your daughter has lice. Please call as soon as possible. Is there someone else I can call? Please call or text when you can. Please call ASAP. I've been calling and texting and emailing since 11 a.m. We have a strict parent policy. Starting parents or guardians must respond within. I'm calling a life specialist to the school and you will be billed. Please call or contact ASAP. Marlene Daniel, please. Dandler. Oh, so let's talk about the ingredients of these soaps. 2 soap bars for each one and twine. And myself, I'm an ingredient too. I just need to roll the things up. Roll the soap into balls. So first, I'm going to show you the correspondence, but then there's her deposition transcript. Okay, deposition first. Please. Okay. Correspondence doesn't matter right now. All right, one moment, please. It's not even the licensed school. It's Kumon. Kumon. Kumon Tutoring Center. One moment, please. We've got lots of documents on Marlene. I'm going to need a moment. Go fast. It's 1 to 1. It's okay. I believe there's no time limit.
Well, there probably is, but how much more time is there, Mr. James?
Mr. Joshua James.
We got some more time.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
perfect. All righty. Here we go. Here's the deposition transcript for Miss Marlene Dandler from 4. Oh, I'm sorry. I believe it was 9/19/24.
Okay, no, you don't need to read the date.
Oh, what?
I can do that.
One moment. Here we go. All right, here. It's a couple hundred pages.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to pretend to be Mark right now. I'm at our attorney asking the question.
Okay. Well, I don't have the transcript in front of me.
Well, Mom, then I don't know it.
No, look, you scroll down.
I did scroll down.
No, what's going on here? That's not the right.
1 second. This
Uh,
1 minute.
All good.
Okay, we're back. Hello. Hello, Robin. Hello. How are you doing?
this one is actually Drew.
Oh, hello, Drew. How are you doing today? I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. Well, I think I'm innocent. I know I'm not. But
You know you're under oath, right?
no, I don't.
Have you ever been sued before, Miss Chandler?
No,
No. Did you review the complaint by chance?
no,
Oh, it says here that you first saw the complaint on Kelly's Instagram. You didn't read the mail
no,
when you got served in person. You
no,
saw it on her Instagram, huh?
no,
That's interesting. Why are you even looking at her Instagram?
because I want to.
It's fascinating. Miss Danlin, what do you do in the morning when you first wake up?
What do? It's pretty obvious. I go. I wake up. I have my coffee because I'm a psychopath and I need my coffee to function with more energy.
Then what do you do?
Then I jump in my car, sarcastically jump in my car, my Honda,
Mm-hmm.
and I drive down to Seashore Academy.
Mm.
And then I create false medical incidents.
Who's on your hit list today?
Oh, um, on my hit list is just a random girl. Her name is Emma Einstein, and she's black and she has braids. So I'm just gonna apply some alcohol to her head without parental.
Do you have your nursing certification?
No, I do not. I don't have any certifications or licenses other than my California driver's license.
Oh, okay. All right. So, ma'am, okay. So let me ask you some very important questions. So, first of all, good morning, Miss Sandler. I represent plaintiff Kelly Dooley as guardian ad litem for her minor child, Zoe Dooley. We met off the record earlier today. You understand that you're here for your deposition, correct?
No. I don't understand the world.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
even understand myself.
Can you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record, ma'am?
Yes. MarleneDandler. L-E-R. Marlene Danler. Okay, so, yeah.
So let's get right into it. We're gonna skip some sections here, and we're just gonna go to some key details, okay? And you can tell me whether or not these details are true, based on your recollection of the events from that day. Do you remember that day, on 9/18/2023, Ms. Dandler?
Oh no, it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. You know you're under oath, right? You're not supposed to have amnesia.
Oh, I don't, but I just want to pretend like I forgot.
Oh, okay. So just know that you are under oath. And if you do not tell the truth, it is considered perjury and you can be impeached. Are you aware of what that means?
No, I don't know what impeached or purged.
Okay, well, just do your best to tell the truth. Okay. And then Zoe Dooley, she can correct you once you're done speaking here, okay? About what actually happened. How does that sound?
Perfection!
Okay, so I'm just scrolling down a few pages as this document is quite robust and it's riddled with statements that would qualify as perjury in the court of law. So, first of all, what kind of school is Seashore?
Well, it's not a licensed school.
So, okay. Going off record, Mark, what am I supposed to say? It's not licensed, but I call it Seashore Academy. The website says it's a private school. What should I say? I don't want to perjure myself.
It's a tutoring center. A coupon
Oh,
ran by me.
off the record, but what if they ask why I have the kids wear uniforms and why there's an interview process, huh? What am I supposed to say, Mark? Help, help.
Um, um, and my first real job was I worked at a Chase Manhattan bank out of college.
Oh, wow, impressive.
That's not impressive. I was an associate in a training program.
That's it. Very commendable, I must say. Okay, so I see that you have used your history major from Dartmouth, huh?
I slept through American history.
Oh, yeah, I would say on the basis of this case, you definitely either slept through or missed every class of American history, honey.
Yeah, I missed them and I slept through them.
Did you complete elementary school?
No.
Did you learn did you know anything about the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights?
No.
Oh, but you have an academy that's supposed to tutor people?
Yeah.
What exactly are they learning?
Random stuff that I get off of Google.
Like Legos? Do they play Legos in Spanish immersion? Because that's what I heard about some of the other kids. They be playing Legos instead of being taught.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so
They do that in Chinese immersion.
so I know that Zoe Dooley, this new little black girl, I know her mother's had her in Mandarin immersion since she was 18 months. They're interested in the Mandarin immersion program, but Marlene herself doesn't know any Mandarin, maybe a few words, as she says in her own words, just a little bit.
I am my answer though. I'm Chinese.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. So, all righty. So, I'm sorry, founder. Okay. So, let me scroll down a little more because there's just a lot of background detail that we don't need to discuss. That's not really pertinent to the overall case regarding the background of Seashore Academy, but it does seem like it is mostly run from a garage at first, and then
Yes,
a
indeed.
little closet that was 10 by 12 apparently.
And we ran. I was running it at my house.
Oh, okay. So as for Seashore,
Hudson.
okay. Miss Dooley was referred by her business partner to Seashore.
Mm-hmm. Rick Gatewood.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall ever meeting Miss Dooley outside of Seashore?
Not that I recall.
Oh, you don't remember her, but you can sure assassinate her character and make it seem like she is some crazy lady, but you don't remember her.
I don't remember.
Wow, that's just fascinating, I have to say. Wow. Okay, so you have
She's a foreign concept.
oh, okay.
She's a foreign concept.
Oh. What
Concept.
exactly do you mean?
A foreign concept.
Oh, I've never heard that term
She's a
before.
foreign concept.
Oh,
No.
okay.
She's a foreign concept.
Oh, okay.
Concept.
So you know that she had him listed as her emergency contact, correct?
Yeah, because that's her business partner.
Correct.
Trusted.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
She
so
can list whoever she wants, by the way. She's just with Raylene Gatewood. So, and Raylene, her in cahoots.
oh,
So,
interesting.
basically, like she came in saying that she had a restraining order against Kelly Dooley, that Kelly Dooley was stalking the family.
Oh, that's very fascinating. As if Kelly Dooley would ever have time to stalk a family, nor the desire. And she's an advocate. She helps people get restraining orders. So why on earth would somebody have a restraining order against her? That sounds like slander, if you ask me.
I don't know. I'm just one of a kind of a.
You definitely are one of a kind, Miss Dandler. I have to give it to you, honey. You are definitely one of a kind. Put a feather in your cap for originality, okay? So, do you have knowledge of whether or not Zoe Dooley had a shadow day at Seashore Academy?
Let's see. She did.
Oh,
Miss Ashley gave her a flower with perfume on it.
oh, how sweet of them. Is that how they buttered you up, honey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so okay, so the shadow day went well apparently, because then your mother enrolled you, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So that's Kelly Dooley's signature on the enrollment document, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay, okay. Oh, so you already convinced her that this academy was real and that it was a safe place for her beautiful biracial daughter, correct?
Yes.
And that it would be the perfect utopia.
See.
Yeah, so that she'd be able to continue her Mandarin immersion curriculum that she had been in since the age of 18 months.
Uh-huh.
And because it was located in Newport Beach, which is where Miss Dooley grew up, it made sense to have you enroll there. And she thought that because of the lack of diversity at the prior schools, oh, let me speak, ma'am. She thought that it would be ideal because it would be more diverse than Pacific and LaPorte were, correct?
Yeah.
So basically, you spoon sped her fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you scapegoated her when you decided that you wanted to expel Zoe Dooley because you didn't like her mother. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Interesting. And why didn't you like her mother? Who came in and talked crap about her, and what did she say?
Raylene Gatewood.
Oh, okay. And also, I notice here in the interview notes from Miss Cassie Espinoza, who, by the way, I noticed is resigned. Seems that actually everyone has resigned. That's rather interesting.
Oh, the school. I didn't pay rent and I didn't file taxes for the school.
Oh, interesting. So it says in the internal documentation of something, some very interesting notes by a former admissions director Cassie Espinoza. Oh, based on her Instagram, she is a single mother with 3 children. She lives in a 1 bedroom and she sleeps on the couch. Interesting. So she said in her internal notes, she red flagged Miss Dooley for being a multitasker. What does that mean to you, Miss Demler? Huh?
Uh,
Why is that a red flag? I would love to know.
I just red flagged it because I wanted it to seem crazy, but that's not crazy.
Oh, well, it says here that Miss Cass Espinoza red flagged it, but maybe both of you did. Or maybe you just went
did.
back and red flagged things.
I did.
Oh, did you arrest yourself with that hair scrunchie on your ankles or
Yeah.
something? Because I understand I'd want to arrest myself too.
Yeah.
So, okay, so multitasker. Okay, so that was made up. Oh, it also says here that Miss Dooley was a little too enthusiastic. What exactly does that mean to you?
It means that she's too happy.
Oh, is happiness not allowed?
No.
Are parents not supposed to be happy when they think they found the perfect school for their child?
They're not supposed to be happy.
They're not?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Because I like ruining lives and days and months and years.
Does that make you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
sick.
gives you more power.
Oh my goodness. And it lines your pockets now, doesn't it, honey? Okay, so next thing here it says Miss Dooley might be a little high maintenance. What exactly does that mean?
It just means that she's a very good single mom that is not struggling.
Oh. So why would that get red flagged? Isn't that a good thing so that she can afford to pay tuition?
I just flag it. Flag it.
Why would you hire someone as the admissions director in a very snooty demographic, Newport Beach, California, that is clearly a struggling single mom? Doesn't that create inherent bias?
It's because it's not even like a school, so we don't educate children. We just let them play with Lego.
Do you educate staff? Because they seem rather uneducated based on, the materials I've been reading here.
We don't educate staff either. We don't educate any form of human.
Do you educate yourself?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the first true thing you've said in this entire deposition,
No,
ma'am.
sir.
Okay, so another thing that got red flagged was it says here that Ms. Dooley sent Cassie Espinoza some videos of you that she labeled as stream of consciousness. What is your why would that get red flagged, and what is your interpretation of that? Because it seems that it was misconstrued.
Videos of who?
Of Zoe, just flowing, talking about her love for Jesus and stuff. Those got red flagged because Kelly labeled them a stream of consciousness, which is a basic Faulknerian literary term that Kelly learned at the beginning of high school. Maybe Miss Cassie didn't complete high school.
She didn't go.
Oh, well, that is very interesting because it has been very, very difficult to find information on Miss Espinoza other than her Instagram, which she presents herself as a wannabe influencer who is, basically sharing her tales of struggling single momhood and talking about suicidal ideations. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, suicidal single mom with an autistic child.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
That same woman who discriminated against Zoe Dooley, look at her own life. Does that sound like projection? Have you ever heard that term, ma'am?
Yes.
Oh,
Sir?
interesting. I am whatever you want me to be. I'm androgynous. I am they.
Oh.
Exactly. It's about as confusing as your deposition. The judge doesn't appreciate amnesia.
Well, I don't have amnesia. I just don't remember it. It doesn't work.
Oh my goodness. So when Miss Kelly Dooley, that multitasking high. I just have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
When Miss Dooley arrived at the school to pick up her daughter, what exactly happened from there? When they brought Zoe out to Kelly what happened from there, and then we'll finish up for the day. Okay. So the day of the incident, when Kelly came to pick up her daughter,
Crying.
she was crying. Why was she crying, ma'am?
Because I made her feel uncomfortable and I was rude and yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was being a horrible human.
So then how come you guys pretended that Ms. Dooley went crazy and yelled expletives at everybody when all she did was say that they catastrophized a non-catastrophe and made it sound like a school bombing?
Because I wanted to make it seem like she was horrible.
Oh, okay. So that's our final question for the day, ma'am. All of this was just, very unhelpful, but it does point to your overall character. So we will continue this parody another day, okay, ma'am?
Um, okay.
All righty.
Bye, man. Bye, sir. Okay, so hello.
Hello.
What did you think of my reenactment?
That was quite detailed. Very, 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 very good enactment.
I'm proud.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
I gotta ask this question. Um, you know, there's a lot of exposure that's happening even in what you just shared with us and perspective. So my question to you is this. You've experienced a lot of different places, people, environment. How has that shaped how you see the world?
That not everybody's good.
Hmm.
And not to let people ruin like everything. Ruin your perspective, ruin your life.
Okay. Okay. Do you notice differences in how people live or feel?
Um, I noticed a difference. It's okay. I noticed a difference in the way I feel myself. Like I noticed a difference in how I feel more powerful by not listening to people that I already have, that I already know will mess up something. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Has that made you more aware of others?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about being underestimated. Do you feel like people underestimate you because of your age?
Lots of adults think that a child's opinion doesn't matter because of their age. But guess what? It does matter. I'm smarter than most adults.
Does that ever frustrate you?
No, I wouldn't be frustrated about being better and smarter than many adults that I've met.
What do you wish adults understood about kids?
I wish that they understood that their voice matters too.
Okay. You and your mom seem like a strong team. What does that feel
Yes,
like?
it feels like a strong bond that can never break.
Wow. Do you feel included in conversations most kids wouldn't be?
Yes.
How has that shaped your confidence?
Um, it shaped my confidence by knowing that I am a very intelligent, smart little girl, and that I'm very one of a kind.
Wow. And you've been around people going through difficult situations. How does that affect you?
It doesn't really affect me in a bad way. It doesn't affect me in a bad way at all. It affects me in a very good way. And
Do you
how it
feel, hmm
is because I am helping other people with my mom, and my mom includes me in it.
do you sense that's your calling to
Yeah,
help people?
yes.
Oh no, not the mixed girl with the tangle. That is not allowed at this academy.
Wow. So you feel like you have a purpose, Zoe.
Yes.
What does using your voice mean to you?
It means being authentic.
That's awesome. Why is it important for you to speak up?
Because my voice matters.
And do you want to help other kids?
Yeah. By the
Well, let's
way,
help some kids.
if people don't know how I look standing up, this is me standing up. I'm very flexible. I can do this splits. I can do a back bend. I can do a back flip, a front flip. I can do anything. So,
Wow.
wow.
Well, let's help some people in this next part. What would you say to a child who feels unheard?
That you are not unheard. You may be unheard by the flesh, but God hears you, and your voice matters. Especially in America, your voice matters. You always know that you can use your voice no matter what.
That's amazing. What would you say to someone who feels small or overlooked?
I see that God, I'd say that you are big. You are a big, special person. You do deserve to be here. And God knows that. Maybe the flesh doesn't know your calling, but God knows your calling.
That's so good. What do you want people to understand about kids like you?
That, well, here's the thing, there are no other kids like me. I'm one of a kind. But I like people to understand about me that, like, just because I said something doesn't mean, since I'm a kid, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter what I said. I have a voice too. My voice deserves to be heard.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that, Zoe. Though I just want to say your voice matters. And I think a lot of people are going to hear something in this conversation that they really need. So thank you so much for being here. And to all of you that are watching, Zoe isn't here to be spoken for. She's here
Ah,
to speak for herself.
yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, everyone.